Within the depths of a forsaken village, cloaked in the eternal mists of a time long past, loomed the formidable Eldritch Manor. This ancient abode, as timeless as the mysteries it concealed, bore walls steeped in the somber shades of bygone eras, murmuring chilling sagas of despair and obscurity to any brave soul who would lend an ear. The garden, once a spectacle of beauty and grandeur, had transformed into a treacherous maze of thorns and withered timber, a vivid symbol of the relentless decay that had seized the very essence of this haunted domain.
Welcome to my home!
Our tale unfolds on an eerily silent night under the cloak of an oppressive sky, as Alex, a young writer with an insatiable curiosity for the mysteries that dwell in the shadows, found themselves standing before the imposing gates of Eldritch Manor. Driven by a relentless thirst for the undiscovered and the hope of igniting a spark for their upcoming novel, Alex ventured forth, undeterred by the ominous cautions of the local villagers. Tales of spectral lights weaving through the night and phantoms that roamed the halls had reached Alex's ears, yet these stories only served to fuel their fascination with the spectral world, casting aside any whisper of fear. Before the towering iron sentinels that guarded the entrance to Eldritch Manor, Alex was greeted by the wind's chilling caress, which carried with it a ghostly whisper, a call from the void itself, urging them deeper into its embrace. With their heart pounding at the confluence of thrill and trepidation, Alex pushed the ancient gates wide open. Taking the first steps on the overgrown pathway, they embarked on a journey towards the very core of darkness, where untold secrets awaited. Alex, distinguished by their vibrant green eyes that shimmered with an unquenchable curiosity, always had a way of standing out from the masses. Their hair, a vivid tableau of autumn's finest hues, flowed freely, untamed, a testament to the restless spirit that guided them to the thresholds of enigmas such as Eldritch Manor. Adorned for the occasion in a well-worn leather jacket that had seen better days and boots crafted to withstand the caprices of fate, Alex was the embodiment of an adventurer prepared for the unknown. In their compact backpack, essentials were neatly packed alongside a notepad, a constant companion ready to capture the fleeting whispers of inspiration or to immortalize the strange spectacles that lay in wait. As Alex navigated the tangled path that led to Eldritch Manor, the first ominous harbinger of the manor's malevolent essence manifested itself. The air around them descended into an unnatural coldness, a penetrating chill that clawed its way into their very bones, indifferent to the fiery resolve that burned within Alex's heart. This icy greeting was soon followed by a more sinister welcome. The manor's front door, ancient and distorted from years of neglect, groaned open of its own accord. It seemed as though the very soul of Eldritch Manor was extending an invitation to Alex, or perhaps more accurately, ensnaring them within its ghostly clutches. Upon crossing the threshold, Alex was enveloped by an atmosphere heavy with centuries of accumulated dust, and a silence so profound it felt almost tangible, punctuated only by the echo of their own footsteps reverberating through the desolate corridors. It was amidst this eerie stillness that Alex's attention was drawn to the haunting portraits adorning the walls. The painted eyes of these figures bore into Alex with an unsettling intensity, their visages contorted in silent screams and dire warnings. It was as though these captured souls were desperate to convey the unspeakable terrors they had endured, reaching out across the chasm of time to share their dread with the living. Amidst the growing disquiet gnawing at the core of Alex's being, their intrinsic fascination with the arcane acted as a beacon, guiding them through the shadows. Inhaling deeply in an attempt to dispel the rising tide of apprehension, Alex reminded themselves that fear is most potent in the face of the unknown. Clutching their notepad tighter, as if it were a talisman anchoring them to the tangible world, they pressed forward with renewed resolve, delving further into the mansion's heart. This notepad, filled with the ink of past observations and thoughts, now seemed like a silent companion in the echoing vastness of Eldritch Manor. Eldritch Manor appeared to lament its past glory, the very air thick with the echoes of narratives left unspoken. As Alex navigated the shadowy passageways, the beam of their flashlight cut through the darkness, illuminating the decay that had besieged the once magnificent estate. Every revealed corner and crevice told a tale of grandeur lost, a testament to the relentless march of time and the cruel indifference of neglect. This juxtaposition of past splendor and present decay served as a poignant reminder of the manor's descent from opulence to desolation. Within the remnants of a once magnificent ballroom, the epicenter of Eldritch Manor's unearthly disturbances revealed itself to Alex. Amidst layers of dust and the pervasive decay, a grand piano commanded attention. Its keys, though worn from ages of silence, mysteriously gleamed as if bathed in moonlight when caught in the flashlight's beam. Drawn by a force beyond their understanding, Alex felt an inexorable pull towards the instrument, the air growing colder with each step forward. A tangible aura of anticipation enveloped the piano, electrifying the atmosphere. Suddenly, in a moment that defied explanation, the piano keys danced under the command of invisible hands, filling the air with a haunting melody that seemed to resonate with the very soul of the manor. The melody that unfolded was a poignant symphony of melancholy and yearning, a sound so profound that it seemed to echo within the very depths of Alex's soul. This spectral composition narrated a tale of love forsaken and a desperate covenant forged, binding the mansion to the spectral realms beyond. As the final note quivered into stillness, the air itself seemed to hold its breath. Then, with a chill that pierced the silence, a whisper as cold as the grave caressed Alex's ear, murmuring a plea that was both a lament and a beseeching, "Help us." This simple entreaty, laden with the weight of untold stories and unquiet spirits, suggested that Alex had unwittingly become a part of the manor's long and tormented history. The whisper, though soft, was imbued with a depth of sorrow that spanned lifetimes, kindling within Alex a determination previously unknown. The notion of flight flickered briefly in their mind, but was quickly extinguished by the magnetism of the narrative unraveling before them. Here, in the heart of darkness, was a story interlaced with the ethereal, pulsing with significance, too momentous to be abandoned. With a heart laden with both the weight of the unknown and the exhilaration of discovery, Alex chose to plunge into the enigma of the piano and its spectral maestro. Mustering a bravery that seemed to emanate from the very walls around them, Alex addressed the shadows, their voice a soft beacon in the gloom. "Who are you? How can I help you?" The subsequent silence was dense, charged with anticipation, as if time itself paused, holding its breath for the ghost's response. The temperature plummeted further, an invisible frost spreading through the room, until before the piano, a figure slowly emerged. Ethereal and faintly glowing it stood, a wraith-like presence bathed in the soft light, a bridge between realms, awaiting Alex's invitation to unveil its story. The spectral figure before Alex, draped in the attire reminiscent of an era long past, wore her sorrow like a mantle. Her gaze, filled with centuries of regret, met Alex's, and in that moment, a connection bridged across the divide of time and mortality. "My name is Eliza," she whispered, her voice a delicate thread woven from the remnants of her once vibrant existence. "I presided over this domain, tethered to it by a fate far more grievous than death itself. In a desperate bid to outwit the Reaper, my beloved and I entwined our destinies with dark forces, believing we could transcend mortality. Yet our defiance became our doom." As Eliza recounted their tale, the air around them seemed to thicken with the weight of her words. It was a story embroidered with the themes of profound love and the ultimate betrayal, culminating in a curse that ensnared their essences within the very fabric of the manor. Their dalliance with forbidden magic, intended to secure an everlasting bond, had instead summoned a voracious entity. This dark force reveled in their despair, feasting upon their spirits, and condemned them to a twilight existence, perpetually caught in the threshold between life and the hereafter. Eliza's form wavered, her existence as fragile as a flame buffeted by an unseen storm as she imparted her desperate plea.
To shatter the chains that bind us, the pact that ensnared our souls must be reversed,
she breathed, her presence dimming with each word. Yet, tread with caution, for the entity that feasts upon our despair is ever vigilant, cloaked within the darkness, jealously guarding the linchpin of our liberation. With the gravity of Eliza's revelations weighing heavily upon him, Alex stood at the precipice of a momentous decision. The path laid before them was fraught with danger, a journey that would demand they seek out the artifact capable of unraveling the dark pact and face the malevolent force that dwelled within the manor's shadows. Alternatively, they could endeavor to devise a strategy that would sever the ethereal chains binding Eliza and her love, all while navigating the perilous waters of this supernatural maelstrom without succumbing to the corrupting influence of the entity. This crossroads not only tested Alex's courage, but also his resolve to pierce the veil of the unknown and engage with forces that defied the natural order. Fully aware of the monumental task that lay before them, Alex paused, allowing the silence of the manor to envelop them as they collected their thoughts. It was clear that a confrontation with such a formidable entity would demand more than mere physical strength. It necessitated an ironclad will and a profound understanding of the arcane. Dipping into the reservoir of resources they carried, Alex began to sift through their backpack with deliberate care, uncovering a small arsenal of items that might just tip the scales in their favor. A packet of salt, innocuously acquired from a roadside diner, a silver locket pulsing with the warmth of a cherished memory, and gifted for luck, alongside their notepad, now brimming with hastily scribbled notes and sketches of arcane symbols that adorn the walls of the manor. Each item, once ordinary and unremarkable, now seemed to Alex as though charged with a latent power, a potential key to unlocking the mysteries that lay in wait. The salt, a traditional ward against evil, the silver locket, a beacon of love and protection, and the notepad, a compendium of the knowledge and insights gleaned from the manor itself. Together, these items comprised a toolkit not just of survival, but of defiance against the darkness that sought to claim them. Resolved to delve into the roots of the curse, Alex approached Eliza once more, seeking the intricacies that composed the fabric of the pact and the essence of the entity called forth. With patience and a gentle inquisitiveness, Alex encouraged Eliza to dredge up the memories of the rituals that had forever altered the destiny of the manor and its inhabitants. As Eliza spoke, her voice a fragile thread weaving through the darkness, Alex meticulously documented every detail. Each arcane symbol described was carefully replicated in their notepad, and the locations within the manor that had served as stages for these unhallowed rites were marked for investigation. From the tapestry of information provided by Eliza, Alex deduced that the key to unraveling the curse lay in identifying and locating the physical manifestation of the pact, be it a written contract, a grimoire brimming with forbidden knowledge, or a talisman imbued with dark magic. Such an object, they reasoned, would not only be the nexus of the curse's power, but also its Achilles' heel. However, Alex also recognized that this nexus would undoubtedly be under the vigilant guard of the entity, concealed within a locus of immense significance to the original ritual. This hypothesis set the stage for a quest that was as much an excavation of the manor's haunted past as it was a confrontation with its present horrors. Alex understood that finding this focal point was imperative, not just for the sake of understanding the entity and the pact, but as a crucial step towards breaking the chains that bound Eliza and her beloved to their spectral prison. Equipped with the salt, a beacon of purity amidst the corruption, and the silver locket, a shield against the darkness, Alex embarked on a journey through the manor's most forbidding domains. The cellar, a place where darkness seemed to pool and thicken, and an attic room, its door sealed by years and the weight of the untold, stood as the pillars of their search. Each movement through these areas was measured and deliberate, an acknowledgement of the invisible inhabitants with whom Alex shared these spaces. Guided by an almost supernatural intuition, and the manor's own mysterious will to unveil its secrets, Alex found themselves navigating through previously concealed passageways and stumbling upon rooms that time had forgotten. The manor, responsive to Alex's determined quest, whispered its dark secrets through the very air, leading them closer to the heart of the curse. The strategy that Alex employed was one of both defense and discovery. The arcane symbols, meticulously documented in their notepad, served as a tool to counteract and dispel the malevolent energies that permeated the manor. This, coupled with the quest to locate the physical embodiment of the curse, created a dual path of challenge and enlightenment. Alex's aim was clear: to use the knowledge and tools at their disposal to find the epicenter of the Dark Pact and to face the entity in a direct confrontation, armed with the wisdom of the past and the hope of liberation for the spirits entwined in the manor's tragic history. Under the cloak of an ever-darkening sky, the manor seemed to fold into itself, shadows stretching and deepening as Alex approached a door that seemed to exist outside the realm of the known, unacknowledged by the manor's architectural legacy. A primal sense, a whisper of intuition, told Alex that the heart of the curse, the fulcrum upon which fate teetered, resided beyond this threshold. It was here, in the shadow of this ancient barrier, that Alex stood on the precipice of destiny, ready to challenge the Dark Pact or be swallowed whole by its insidious embrace. Crossing into the chamber revealed a space seemingly suspended in a different epoch, insulated from the ravages of time, yet saturated with a palpable malevolence. Dominating this room was an altar, and upon it, an ancient grimoire that seemed to absorb the scant light, its cover a vortex of darkness. The pages within were inscribed with eldritch symbols and the words of a covenant that had irrevocably entwined Eliza's fate with the manor. The entity, an amalgam of darkness, undulated with a sinister life of its own, its presence a tangible malice that threatened to choke the very air from the room. This chamber, hidden from the eyes of the innocent and the wicked alike, held the essence of the curse. The grimoire, an artifact of untold power and forbidden knowledge, beckoned. The entity, a guardian of this accursed pact, loomed, a test of wills against any who dared to challenge its supremacy. Here, in the heart of darkness, Alex stood, a lone beacon of resolve amidst the tempest of ancient evils, ready to confront the shadow that held Eliza and her beloved in its thrall. The battle for their souls, and perhaps Alex's own, was about to begin. In that moment, poised at the threshold of confrontation, Alex felt the oppressive might of the darkness, a palpable barrier designed to deter the unworthy and the unbrave. Yet, it was this very darkness that Alex sought to dismantle, driven by a deep-seated determination to liberate Eliza and her companion from their spectral chains. Clutching the salt, a symbol of Earth's purity, and the silver locket, a token of love and protection, Alex stepped into the chamber, a solitary figure of defiance against the ancient evil. With the notepad as their guide, Alex commenced the recitation of counter-incantations, their voice steady and clear, each syllable a strike against the shroud of darkness. The air around them seemed to crackle with energy, as the symbols on the pages came alive with an ethereal glow. The entity, confronted with the power of light and purity, began to contort in agony, its form flickering and wavering under the assault of Alex's words. The darkness that had once seemed invincible now recoiled, as the incantations wove through the air, a tapestry of hope and determination. Each word uttered by Alex acted not just as a vocal expression, but as a conduit for a force far greater, a force that challenged the very essence of the pact that bound Eliza to her eternal prison. The struggle between light and darkness, purity and corruption, played out in the heart of the manor, a battle waged with words of power and symbols of ancient magic. As the entity writhed in its attempt to maintain its hold, the very foundation of the curse began to tremble, the possibility of freedom and redemption drawing ever closer with each spoken verse. As the clash between light and darkness reached its zenith, the air thrummed with the power of ancient forces colliding. Alex, their resolve unwavering but physically beset by the toll of their exertions, felt their strength waning under the relentless pressure of the battle. It was in this moment of desperation, with the darkness seeming to close in, that Alex remembered the essence of the silver locket, a beacon of love and protection entrusted to them. With a cry that mingled defiance with hope, Alex clasped the locket, channeling into it all the determination, all the love that had been imbued within. In a decisive act, they hurled the locket towards the malevolent shadow. The chamber was instantly bathed in a brilliant light as the locket erupted, unleashing a torrent of purifying energy that cascaded through the room like a tidal wave of salvation. The entity, caught in the full force of the locket's unleashed power, began to unravel, its form fragmenting and dissolving as if it were made of shadow and despair. Its wail, a haunting lament that resonated through the corridors of the manor, signified not just its defeat, but the breaking of its hold over the manor. The sound, mournful yet terrifying, marked the culmination of the struggle, echoing the entity's relinquishment of the souls it had bound in chains of darkness. This victory, achieved in the face of overwhelming darkness, was a testament to the power of human will, love, and the unwavering determination to fight for those who could no longer fight for themselves. As the echo of the entity's despair faded, the oppressive weight that had hung over the manor began to lift, heralding the dawn of a new era for Eldritch Manor and the souls entwined with its fate. As the remnants of the battle settled, the ancient grimoire, the very heart of the darkness that had ensnared Eliza and her beloved, succumbed to the purifying light. Its pages crumbled into nothingness, the cursed words that once bound two souls to an eternity of suffering erased from existence, leaving behind no trace of the dark pact that had held dominion over Eldritch Manor. The chamber, a locus of malevolence for so long, was now awash in a tranquil, soft glow, a sanctuary of peace in the aftermath of liberation. In this newfound sanctity, Eliza and her beloved materialized before Alex, their forms no longer echoes of despair, but beacons of hope. They were a vision of what had been lost, but was now reclaimed, love enduring beyond the confines of fate and time. "Thank you." Eliza's voice, now light as the air itself, carried the depth of gratitude of souls unburdened at last. "You have given us peace." Their smiles, ethereal and fleeting, were a bittersweet testament to their gratitude and the finality of their goodbye. As they slowly dissipated, their luminous presence leaving the mortal coil, a profound sense of closure filled the room. Their departure marked not an end, but a beginning, the breaking of a cycle that had held Eldritch Manor in a grip of sorrow. In freeing Eliza and her beloved, Alex had not only unraveled the threads of a dark history, but had also woven a new narrative, one of hope, redemption, and the enduring power of love and courage against the shadows. The manor, once a bastion of unspoken horrors, now stood as a monument to the resilience of the human spirit and the light that can be found, even in the darkest of places. Emerging from the depths of the manor, Alex carried the weariness of their ordeal like a badge of honor, tempered by the exhilaration of victory. The first blush of dawn greeted them, its light slicing through the darkness, casting elongated shadows that danced at their back. Eldritch Manor, once a malevolent presence, now stood quietly, its silence a reverent bow to the courage displayed within its walls. As Alex paused, taking in the sight of the new day, there was a profound realization that part of their spirit would forever remain entwined with the manor, a memorial to the night when they tipped the scales in favor of light over shadow, liberating souls long held captive. Our narrative thus draws to a close, not with the cacophony of terror, but with a hushed reverence, leaving Eldritch Manor to watch over its newfound peace, a guardian of the memories of the night bravery outshone the darkest of fears.
Yet, one must ponder, is this truly the conclusion of our tale, or merely a pause in the eternal cycle of stories that pulse within these ancient walls?
What other secrets are etched into the stones of the manor, silently screaming to be discovered? The floor is now yours, dear viewer. Engage with us in the comments below.
Do shadows and mysteries still weave through the corridors of Eldritch Manor, whispering for attention? Is there another enigma you're itching to unravel? A different specter to confront, or a hidden passage to explore? We invite you to share your inklings and inspirations. Perhaps it's your curiosity that will ignite the flame for our next foray into the unknown. Together, let's peel back the layers of the unseen, for the next thrilling expedition might just be born from your suggestions, echoing from the darkness, waiting to be brought into the light.